Hello friends, neighbors, John your Whiskey neighbor here, welcome down the Nook and happy long weekend. This is such a good weekend. Labor Day is just a great holiday because it's that last hurrah you do as a family before you get serious about school if your kids are going there, if you're in education like me, before work gets pretty serious. Anyways, happy long weekend. And this weekend I thought I would open up this dram. This is Monashee Mountain Whiskey. It's from After Dark Distillery in Sicamous, BC, and my friend gave it to me for my birthday. Thank you. Thought I'd open it up, so I just cracked it on the short. I've poured it, I've rested it. I haven't really had it, a tiny sip. And I'm not sure what I know about it. There's some interesting things. I looked online and it is a mashbill product. So we'll get into like kind of what it is, what's it like, is it any good, and does it represent any of that new, bourbon style, but made in Canada whiskey. So I'm gonna pour it against this John Sleeman & Sons Traditional Whiskey. They're both 40%. They're both mashbill products. We'll see which one I like more, and I'll talk to you about this. 3, 4. Thanks for coming back. Again, hope you have something good in your glass. This is, I believe, the master distiller or owner, Dean Perry. And After Dark Distillery is known a little bit for their moonshine. I know they have like a huge variety of moonshines. And my friend, I think they even tried different moonshines and then knew that, well, I have a whiskey channel, so you better get me some whiskey. Anyways, this is their whiskey. Now what's odd, I just want to say, is this is a Canadian product. You don't really buy it in Canada. And it's spelled EY, which we don't do in Canada. It's one of the reasons why I'm whiskey neighbor. I have to tell people I'm Canada. No E and O-U-R in neighbor. But they put an E on their label. So that's a little interesting, Dean. This is 40%. And when you look it up online, it says that it is a 75% corn, 15% barley, and 10% rye. They also mentioned local sourced grains, so I assume it's all from BC. Well, there are some things on the bottle itself too. It says batch 8, bottle 104, and the date that I think obviously is the bottling date because it's here in May 2025. So this is a recent batch from After Dark. Oh, and I should say, this is not Monashee Craft Distillery out of Revelstoke. I've talked to you about their triticale and other stuff before. This is After Dark Distillery, also in BC, but in a different area. On the nose. That is a funky nose. That is like, I wonder if their rye was malted, or I wonder, what kind of corn they used. Because that is like this interesting funk, almost musty note. Absolutely. So malted rye and I don't get along very well. I get an onion note in my malted rye almost all the time. There's a few exceptions, but I'm getting a bit of that in here. Now, I'm not saying that the 10% rye is malted, but that's what the nose is. It's got a little bit of that weird onion funk. But it's got some nice sweetness, some caramels, a little bit of oak spice. I know it's new oak, so it's new oak. Just not gonna get around that funk. And if you're not sensitive to it, it might not be there at all. It just might be nice and light and sweet, a little bit oak. We'll see how this one goes on the palate. Cheers. There's some nice sugars in here. Some really nice vanilla and light toffee and lighter, like not just dark brown sugar, but like that golden sugar, but it is sweet. It is all the sweet. Wow. They toasted their barrels to get some nice sugars out of that oak. The distillate could be a little sweet forward. Very sweet. But dessert sweet, not off-putting sweet, not fake cola sweet, which puts me off. And that early finish, because that funk's all gone, is not bad. Better try another sip. Cheers. As I play with this whiskey, that funk is moving nicely into more of a fudge, like a brown sugar, maple syrup piece of fudge. Little heart, all the sweetness, all the sugars. That's about as generous as I can be. Perhaps, you know, I've done this before. I'll uncork this and just let it sit for a few days and see if maybe that funk is something that's just gonna move off. And as I said, I seem to be sensitive to it. You might not get that at all. And if all you're getting are all the other notes that I mentioned, I think it's a nice, sweet, it actually kind of coating like syrup in the mouth, kind of sticky toffee pudding. And I like all of that. The funk means it's tougher for me. So I said in the opener that I'd shoot it against John Sleeman's traditional style whiskey, because it's a mash bill product as well. I know this is a little older now. When they first came out, it might have been younger, but this is, you know, at least a 4 or 5-year-old whiskey. And it also is mash. So it's 70 corn, 15% barley, and 15% red winter wheat. Cooper Sleeman joined me on a live, and I'm trying to remember our conversation because it's not on the back. But what's interesting with this is it's 40%, same as this one over here. It is non-chill filtered. I don't know about this, but so this will be obviously different, a little older, also new oak and wheat instead of rye on the nose. So I think if you have been seeking bourbon, but you're in a Canadian province that doesn't carry it, I think this nose will drink like a little bit light, grassy, not too grassy, but like a lighter style bourbon. It's got sugars, but just light fruits. It's not heavy cherries or anything like that, but just a little bit of stone fruit, like maybe an apricot. And the oak structure is a little bit more present, and it's not nearly as sugary as the Monashee over here. Let's try it on the palate. Cheers. That's cleaner. It has this nice interplay of cinnamon, light oak, a little bit of nice dusty corn. There is sweetness, but it's certainly held in check by nice oak backbone structure. And the spicing, as I said, just a little bit of pepper, but not much. I'm not getting that creaminess that I usually get from wheat. I'd expected a little bit more of that kind of rounded cream that wheat often throws. This is a nice product, and if I am doing a comparison, I just open this up. This traditional style is certainly a recommend, and I would say like even at 40%, which surprised me because I thought, you know, you're going after bourbon market. Why aren't you doing 45? This is I think pretty much you should try it. What I mean is I like it, and I'm saying just about everyone in Canada who likes bourbon should try a bottle of this. It's affordably priced. It's well made. Coming back to this Monashee Mountain handcrafted. I'd love to come out and talk with you, Dean. I'm sure you have a ton of fun making moonshine and whiskey. And this nose continues to go into that sweet, sticky toffee pudding, maple syrup caramels. Last sip. I wish I could identify what that funk was. If you don't get it and you like dessert whiskey, this would be good. For me, it's just a little bit too interesting to get too excited about, but it could open up. Thanks for the gift. Thanks for watching it. You guys have a great long weekend.